Sinangoja ufunge mlango. Hello friends, welcome back to this YouTube channel where I talk about personal finance and personal development. And today I'm going to discuss with you 10 ways that can make you broke, or rather 10 ways to go broke in the event that you want to go broke. But anyway, obviously you do not want to go broke, but it is important to know this way so you can know what to avoid. If you want to level up your financial journey or your personal finance, it's important to know the pitfalls that many people fall for that makes them to go broke. Or it is important for you to learn the mistakes of other people so that you can know what to avoid. And that's how a wise person does. Instead of allowing yourself to go through that process and learn by yourself, a good way or a better way is to learn what other people's mistakes are and make sure you avoid them in your own personal life. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, like and share this video because you're going to get more and more insights in personal finance and personal development. So let's get into it. The first way to go broke is through gambling. And gambling the first way and surest way to go broke is through gambling. And gambling, when people hear gambling, they normally think of betting for football matches and placing those odds and all that kind of stuff. But betting is wide. Betting is also putting your money in these accounts that tell you you're going to earn ridiculous amount of money, and in real sense they are just doing rob Peter, pay John. It's like a Ponzi scheme. Those are also betting. Those are also gambling schemes because you are gambling your money, thinking that when you put your money there, you're going to recover your money within a short period of time. Another way of gambling is through radio stations or televisions where you hear them say, play these numbers. Maybe they just give you several numbers. They tell you pick a number and then you SMS it to them or whichever means they are using, and you will be able to win a certain amount of money. That is gambling. So gambling is just not placing money for football matches or betting. Gambling is anything that you put your money in that you do not know even the product that is going to generate the money that you are going to win. And gambling has been known as a leading cause of poverty in many countries. So if you want to go broke, it's for you to start gambling your money. And one thing that you need to know, the house never loses. So most of the gamblers, they're usually gambling against the 0.00 chance of them winning that huge amount of money. And 99% of the time, 99.99% of the time, you lose that money. It's only a few who have actually won a huge amount from gambling, and mostly in the betting soccer world. But in real sense, most people lose their money. So if you have to gamble and for a fact you want to gamble, then it's important for you to put strict measures when it comes to gambling. Tell yourself this is the maximum amount of money that I'm willing to gamble, that you know if you lose that money, it will not set you back. However, I do not encourage gambling at any given time or at any given situation. It's important because gambling, you will lose that money. The reason also I've said you put it in a way that you are able to lose that money is because you lose that money. So make sure that that amount that you are putting in gambling is an amount that you are you are willing to lose. It will not put you into debt, and it will not make you lose your fortune of life. But the safest thing to say is avoid gambling at all costs. The second way to lose your money is not being insured. Insurance is important, especially the insurance against your assets, which could be a house, it could be expensive things that you have bought, it could be a car. So this kind of insurance will help you in the event that you lose your item or that asset, or if the house catches fire and you lose things, or even someone breaks into your house and steals important things, you're able to recover those important aspects. Another thing that you can insure is a car. A car can be written off in the event of a serious accident. So if you had insured that car, the insurance company will be able to give you an amount or replace that car with another car. And this will save you a lot of losses as compared to when you are not insured and you go through these huge losses, then you become broke. Another insurance that you need is health insurance. You may never know when a disease decides to strike you. And in health can really health issues can really set you back in terms of financial. Health issues can really set you back in terms of finances because of how costly health is today. Using these real-life examples can motivate you to get insurance in areas that are important in your life, to make sure that when calamities fall or something happens to you, you are able to recover from it. The third way to lose money, or the third way to go broke, is by taking huge loans that you are not able to pay for. And these loans are taken in most cases to cover for things that you could have avoided when if you had planned yourself slowly and knew that this is the amount I want to save, this is the amount I am able to take a loan. And for instance, if anytime that you want to take a loan, it's important that you calculate the amount of money that you will be remitting for that loan every month. And if it is something that you can afford to pay for every month, then go ahead and take the loan. But if it's something that you cannot be able to pay, you are just working on assumption that you'll be able to get that money, then I will not advise you to take that loan. If you have those huge loans, and it could be even mobile loans, bank loans, and everything, and a tip for coming out of this debt is planning on how to pay loans that have high interest first, and then you go down to the ones that have low interest. The fourth way to go broke is living above your means. And I've stressed on this point so much in my videos. If you have listened to my videos in this channel, I am an advocate for living within your means. And living within your means does not mean you live like a poor person. Living within your means vary from person to person. If you're earning 100,000, then for you to live below your means, it means you are spending between 50,000 to 60,000 in a month. If someone is making 50,000, it means they are spending at most 25 to 30,000 per month on daily expenses or on essentials. So every time I say living below your means does not mean you live like a poor person. It simply means you live below how much you're making so that you can leave money to invest and save for emergencies. The best way to know how you can live below your means is to track your expenses and budget for your expenses as well. And also, when you track your expenses, you'll be able to know the areas that you are able to cut down so that you can save a few coins here and there and put it in your emergency fund. And another way, like I said, if you are able to increase your finances or your income so that you can be able to match the lifestyle that you want, then that will be a great way to go about it. Don't take loans to substitute your desires for finances or for expenses, but work towards increasing your finances so that it can meet those desired expenses that you have. The fifth way to go broke is impulse buying. It's important for you to plan your finances to avoid impulse buying, because impulse buying, you normally don't think about the cost of the product. You're always thinking about how that product will make you feel when you have it. And the best way to avoid impulse buying throughout the year, I believe November Black Sale is usually worldwide. So you can plan for it. You can say, let me save a little every month, and when the November comes is when I'm going to make huge prices or huge buying of things, because it is during that time where companies are offering massive offers. And you can do so for November and December. There is usually another huge sale. My point is, plan for your expenses. Just know what you need and what you need to plan for. And then every month you need to budget for your personal development. If it is hair, it's buying a new cloth, a new shoe, you can budget for it so that during the month you are not tempted to buy something else. If you struggle with impulse buying, you can implement the 24-hour rule, where when you see something that you want to buy, put it in a cart or put it in somewhere and think about it. And after 24 hours, ask yourself if you really need this thing, or can you go buy without buying this thing. If the answers to those questions is no and yes, the first one is, do you really need this item? If the answer is no, and when you ask yourself, can you go buy in the next 30 days without buying this thing, and the answer is yes, then you do not need to buy that item. The sixth way to go broke is marrying the wrong person. The people we marry they influence your purchasing power and how you're going to make your financial decisions. It's important for you to marry someone whom you can relate with financially. You can have a conversation around finances and make sober choices. The seventh way to go broke is not saving for your retirement. I know right now you are young, you are thinking of buying land and building homes, which is a good thing. But I want you to take a minute and think about your parents back at home. Right? They have land, they have houses, they have built, but do they have cash flow? And the answer is going to be no, especially if they had not saved for their retirement. And that is the similar cycle that you are most likely to fall for if your focus is only buying land and building a house. Your focus should also add on planning for your retirement, because you will need cash flow in your old age more than ever. So if buying land is a good thing, building a house is excellent, but also have a plan for your retirement. Start saving for your retirement now, and when you get to your old age of retirement, you'll have cash flow, especially if you save with high yield accounts in like money market funds. You'll be able to get interest, and you'll be able to withdraw amount of money that you can use during the month. Remember, compounding interest grow over time. So once you start saving for your retirement at the age of 30, you'll have like 35 years to put some amount in that account, and when you get old, that account will have grown. The eighth way of going broke is not having an emergency fund. Like an emergency fund is a must-have, because you may never know when a need or an emergency will arise. That's why it's called an emergency fund. When you have it, you'll be able to cushion yourself from going broke, especially if you lose your job. You can rely on your emergency fund to cater for your day-to-day needs, to pay for your rent, to take your children to school as you continue looking for another job opportunity. Typically, your emergency fund should have 3 to 6 months of expenses, or if you have already achieved 6 months, you can extend it a little bit longer to 12 months, because in this current state nowadays, getting a job has been a great hassle. It can take you more than 6 months to get a job that you really like, you really want, and gives you the pay that you desire. The ninth way to go broke is leasing out cars instead of buying. If you find yourself you are leasing cars often, then it's important for you to have a discussion with yourself and ask yourself if you can afford to buy a car, or buying a car which is affordable and easy to maintain will be a good option for you. Cars like Toyota, Honda, Mazda, they are reliable and they have a low maintenance cost. So if you are leasing cars every now and then, then it is important for you to buy your own car. Another thing is, leasing out cars will make you go broke because it is expensive. Some people even lease cars when they have their own car because of status quo. Maybe you are going for a celebration, you are going for what do you call it? You are going for get together. Maybe it's your former classmates you want to meet, then you lease a car. You are going to a wedding, you lease a car. Then you need to stay away from that behavior. Just use the car that you have, or you can use the online cabs to get you wherever you want to go. The 10th way to go broke is depending or relying on only one source of income. In the event of anything happens to that source of income, that means you'll go back to zero or even negative. So train yourself a high-end skills that people are willing to pay for, and do it as a side hustle. Today things have been made easier because most of the things have been done online. You can have a fully functional job online, or rather a full functional side hustle online. You can freelance you can freelance as a virtual assistant, you can freelance as a transcriber, as a copywriter, as a digital marketer. You just need to go and look at high paying skills today and see which one relates with you well, which area you feel you are comfortable with, and you can grow. Having multiple sources of income will give you a safety net in the event one source of income is affected. And this was proven well, especially during when the COVID hit and most of us lost our jobs and we could not make any money because we were used to on the traditional way of going to the office 8 to 5 and come back home Monday to Friday. But now COVID forced us to think outside the box and start having multiple sources of income. I have made videos, I think around 2 videos on side hustles that you can start today. Yeah, I have made videos on side hustles that are supported by the internet that you can start. I leave a link in the comment below so you can be able to click on it and go and see whether you can find ideas on the side hustle that you can do to increase your sources of income. Building a financial success. Building financial security begins with you understanding the pitfalls and mistakes that one can make to fall into the trap of being bankrupt. And that's why I've shared these 10 ways which you can go broke so that you can avoid them. Always make informed choices on investment, which account to save your money and which jobs you need to go after, because it is from here that you'll be able to experience financial health and personal development health. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to hit that subscribe button, like and share this video. See you in the next one.